Welcome everybody here to your coverage of the Sina Cup. It is Season's 5 Grand Final, that's right. Over the course of the last few days, in fact just this week, we have been progressing ourselves to this Grand Final game. We've been all the way here, giving you coverage right here on Generator Red, and I'm looking forward to this Grand Final. Vici versus IG. Vici Gaming on an undefeated streak until yesterday when HGT ended up taking a game off them 2-1 over in the MSI Beat It, but here in Sina Cup, they can remain undefeated. Let's get ourselves into the game. It's already underway. IG over on the Dire side for game number 1. Vici over on the Radiant side. And over on my side is my co-caster and resident happy man, Pandaego. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here, man. It's good to have you here. I was worried I would be all alone for the Grand Final, but I worry no longer.
I'm here for you.
Thanks, man. Well, let's get into our draft, because it's already underway. So, IG, they're going to be kicking off with Stockholm Standard, which is going to be the Krob as well as the Lycan being removed, and the Batrider as well as the Razor being removed out of by Vici Gaming. Now, this Batrider, he seems to now be the new Shadow Shaman. In China, banned out in the first two every single time. But I actually haven't seen as many European games of late, considering my sleep schedule. Which is nothing. But has Batrider even been appearing over in Europe and America? I know Funnick played around with him for a little bit, and a couple of other off-lane players. But has it really been up there in the last week to be really a top 2 ban?
I think in general, like, the theme is he's not a first pick, first ban type hero, but he's still good and he's still picked. But yeah, most teams don't value him that highly unless they have like a Funnick or someone that really excels at it. It's rarely picked in the first phase. It's more of like if you see an opportunity to get a bat, then you can get it later. But yeah, the Chinese teams definitely ban that or first pick that a lot more often.
Vici Gaming's turn to
I like the block pickup here by Luo. It's also because it's a great pickup. But the Centaur, Vici Gaming have been running this Centaur and Skywrath Mage almost non-stop. It's been quite brutal. At the same time, it has backfired up a little bit. Obviously, the downside about when you have a Centaur, it's incapable of farming a Blink Dagger because the lanes are too weak. But that's what the Skywrath Mage is meant to make up for. But in this game, F1 will find a different style of combination to go with the Skywrath Mage, while Invictus Gaming still are happy to pick a Brewmaster up while Doom is still on the field, and Skywrath Mage is already picked up from VG Gaming. So, confidence from Luo.
Faceless Void.
Yeah, and then they just the nice thing about picking Serath first like that is even though they block Centaur, there's just so many heroes that combo well with it, and then it like counters a lot of the offlaners that are popular. So like they force the Centaur sort of pick because, like you said, VG has been doing so good with that combo that you just can't be like, you want to sort of take them out of their comfort zone if you can, and not let them have what they've been destroying everyone with and going undefeated with. But now you like just let them have the Faceless Void Skywrath combo, which I mean that's like the old school version of it essentially. Like that's what people were doing before they did Centaur Skywrath, and it's just like the same concept, just slightly different. I mean, I wouldn't say it's weaker necessarily. It's just better in certain phases of the game.
Gaming's turn to ban.
Yeah, it's true. The third ban out from IG. We had yesterday in 3 of the games that Vici Gaming played, they had Drow Ranger banned out in the first 2 against them. We're actually at that point with VG Gaming, but they also they have picked up Drow Ranger even without the Visage, but it's only when you're going with your other 2 cores being range heroes, and I think actually both the supports in that game were also range heroes. So I doubt it would happen in this game. It could potentially do it because you could still go for the Viper and Drow together, run Ice, Faceless Void in the offlane, and then the Chrono just becomes a lockdown controller. But we'll find out as IG. I'm a little apprehensive about this with a Lich pickup. And the primary reason for that is I'm not really feeling the early presence coming out from IG. If this turns into like a VS Skywrath Mage, which FY has drafted in the past, and just becomes a roaming ganking kind of combination.
Yeah, even if it's not VS, just any sort of hero that can roam with Skywrath can put a lot of pressure on that dual lane. And I don't obviously know like the 1% of Lich lately, but it just feels like he does not fit with the current meta at all. Just the way that people are like going for pickoffs and taking towers and pushing. He just seems to lose all the time. Almost every game I see him picked, he loses. I can't remember like the last time I saw a game with Lich and he won. So
Well, it's
that's
like
kind of grim news for Reggie.
it's like most of the games which are won these days is won either because it's just an absolute. I'm talking about the Chinese scene here. I'm not going to talk about Europe or US. It's either a mass slaughter fest, and eventually you come up on top because you get enough of an advantage during the team fights, or it's won so heavily on the lanes that the game is over by that point. That just seems to be the two style of games which I've been casting for the last week or two. Yeah. And Invictus Gaming, when you run something like a Lich, if you're capable of just running like a Lich Centaur and nothing will contest you, and you're able to survive, then yeah, you'll win. In fact, Vici Gaming themselves, they've been running Lich Morphling in the mid lane as a dual lane, and then they run an Enigma off lane. It's actually like it's the double deny strat, while still actually having a lot of presence inside the lane, and it's really, really effective. And that's when I've seen Liches win. But at the same time, you can also get really, really forced. If a team can see it coming, they'll just force the issue from the very, very start. And I'm wondering if Vici Gaming are now tossing that one up, going, well, okay, they got Brewmaster, they got Lich, they got Centaur. We've already got the combo with the Void and the Skywrath Mage, which we think probably we can kill off the Brewmaster inside of that. So how about we look for a little bit of pushing power? So give Black the Faceless Void, give the Nature's Prophet over to Ice Ice Ice. I know Super's also been playing around with the Nature's Prophet in the mid lane a little bit, so we should keep that in mind too. And then you just get something else like a Pugna, or something along those lines that can help you force down the towers and push Invictus Gaming back. It could even be a Jakiro and a Pugna together. Like the Frost Armor, correct me if I'm wrong, but it won't really matter if you Frost Armor a tower and you throw Liquid Fire and a Nether Blast onto it.
Yeah, it won't absorb much damage. I mean, it will still obviously help a little bit, but it's not going to make a significant difference. It's just going to... Jakiro and Pugna will still be able to take a tower down very quickly, regardless of what you have defending it, even if you have a tree. So, I mean, Lich, that was one of the changes they made to him, that to try and make him more competitively viable, is add his Frost Armor to towers, but it didn't really affect the push meta, obviously. He wasn't a like reliable counter to when people were taking towers and just pushing down his 5. I mean, but yeah, I agree. Vici Gaming, okay, so Invictus Gaming is also going to try and pick up some more push power.
This might be a time when Vici Gaming could get really greedy, and actually still run a jungle hero, because it's a Jakiro, a Lich, and a Brewmaster Centaur. You're not going to get affected early on at all. You could just sit back with, I don't really believe I'm going to say this, considering the type of games obviously I really enjoy casting, but you could run a Doombringer and an Enigma for Vici Gaming. I don't think Invictus Gaming can do anything to contest them. It's going to be a Venomancer pickup.
Invictus Gaming's turn to bat.
Certain this to be a Venomancer core.
I'm not 100% certain on that yet, but yeah, it's pretty likely. I mean, that's one of the nice things.
I've seen one support Veno, and it went horrendously wrong, and that was during MSI Beat It. And that's it. That's the only support Venom I've seen. Every other time, it's been a mid-solo, or it's been an off-lane. There was actually one game where he even went safe lane, and turned into this kind of heavy pusher against the lane. But that was when VG Gaming, I think, it was actually them who did it. And they had a Venomancer on the safe lane, and they ran an aggro tri-lane, while Ice 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 just basically solo pushed the bottom tower.
Remaining.
They could potentially do something similar again. Maybe they have that in mind then. But yeah, the Venomancer, even if it is a support or a core, regardless, it's good against like the Brewmaster and Centaur in the laning phase. So they're trying to sort of set up for like a really strong laning phase with Veno and Skywrath. Both those heroes will do a lot of work against Brewmaster and Centaur, since like every time you get a right click on them, obviously your Poison Touch is just going to do a ton of damage, and they can soften them up and then go for kills with like Fear on rotations and the likes. So I think they're probably looking for... It looks like IG had sort of the similar idea you had. They sort of wanted a jungler to play incredibly passive and just rely on like Venomancer wards and the threat of Chronosphere to defend early and just outfarm them.
Remaining.
But Naga Siren would really deter them from picking up a Enigma at this point, I think. But maybe they still will. But I think they do kind of want to play that defensive early game, like you said, and just try and get... Because it's going to be hard for them to outlane Invictus Gaming when they have a Lich, a bunch of really tanky heroes that have fairly good sustain, and then nuke power.
They go look for their timing push. The Naga Siren thrown in, like the Naga, the Brewmaster, and the Centaur into the late game, these guys are going to shred apart VG Gaming. The only thing which Vici Gaming had in the late portion of the game, which would be the
5
major
seconds
advantage,
remaining.
would be the fact that Nature's Prophet could do split pushing. The Naga Siren basically counters
Reserve
that.
time.
The other 4 heroes would have had a really, really hard time with that. And now Naga Siren can't do that. And,
Oh my.
well, we throw that idea out the window, and VG Gaming are going to go for the let's sit back, farm up, and then go for a timing push. They're going to go for timing ganks and then force out the towers with the Prophet and the Venomancer. So the Storm Spirit, one of Super's. I really, really miss his heroes, like Storm Spirit. I don't know if you remember back with the last season of EMS 1. Like, we're talking... And was that actually... Yeah, that was last year. That was last year. That was last year, November. And that was back when ROTK was still playing for VG Gaming. And what they would run is this Storm Spirit Clockwork combination. So you had the Storm Spirit... You had the Storm Spirit jump in, or it was the Clockwork hookshot in, and then the Storm Spirit would ulti in, and they'll just snipe out one hero, push a tower. Snipe out one hero, push a tower.
Prepare for battle.
That was the method to their madness. It was really enjoyable to watch those games. Looks like we're having ourselves an... Alright, we're doing a disconnect, reconnect thing. China is not being pleasant to us at the moment. And if it fails again, we'll go to GosuTV. So don't worry, people. We won't cast with lag. Is it working for you?
It is working for me.
Matt,
Seems fine.
China must have something up against Germany.
Yeah. I'm on West Coast though, so that might make, if I was East, it might be a little worse. Do you want me to say the lanes, or do you want me to just hold off?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So it looks like IG is going to be running the Lich mid, like you said, with Ferrari, unless he's just hanging out there to get the first deny. Maybe he'll rotate top. I'm not 100% sure on that. The thing about Lich that's nice is you can kind of go to whichever lane needs the most help. June is top with Centaur, and then they're running a Naga Jakiro dual off lane. VG is running a Skywrath Void bot. They're actually going to put Venomancer on Ice 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 in the off lane, Super's mid on Storm, obviously, and then Fenrir is on Furion, so it's actually that support type Furion, I think. I think he might be starting and just kind of like going to the jungle, though, because he has Trents. This will be interesting to see, though. I'm going to keep my eyes on Fenrir this game, because that's going to be the really unique part of their draft. But yeah, like you were saying, Super is... I think this like Storm Skywrath combo is going to prove to be pretty hard to deal with for this game for IG. They only really have Sleep to control him, and Ice Path, I suppose.
Once he's got his BKB, then he's going to quite freely move.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm into the game now, and it seems after a reconnect, we're actually good to go. Which is...
You sound surprised.
Well, I disconnected out. I tried to reconnect back in again, and it said you've lost connection to the server. I'm just like, wait, what? China, why do you hate me? But now it seems we're actually 100% fine. So greetings to everyone inside of GosuTV. If you're watching over on the Sina Cup ticket, it's great to be back. We just had to battle the wall of China. All right, so Black, this poor guy. He got shut down on his safe lane yesterday. This is actually one of the reasons why VG Gaming ended up losing their big winning streak yesterday. It's because Black's safe lane, they actually had an extra supporter back in that game, but he just couldn't find any kind of space to farm up and just got zoned out. He only literally just got his first hit just then. Luo and Chung are going to control him up perfectly. They need help down here. FY is trying to zone out the Lich in the mid lane, but that's only going to do so much.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an interesting decision to send... I mean, the Skywrath had a haste rune, so he was trying to get some harass on mid, but it's already a Lich in the mid lane, so you're already subtracting some experience from that, and sending another hero to that lane, even if he's just helping for a little bit, can really slow your mid laner down.
There is one lane which goes well for VG, which is the top lane.
Yeah, for sure. That lane should be a piece of cake for Ice Ice Ice. The thing is, though, that June has the pulls going for him, so he already pulled one time, and he can just continuously like keep pulling these camps into his creep wave, and even if it stacks the wave, if it's a 1v1, it's not that big a deal, because he can't be in the lane anyways, so he just has to get the extra experience from the jungle. So I think that'll help him a lot.
I'm really not as certain about this support Nature's Prophet. I know we had a bit of a beat session over on the Nature's Prophet just 2 days ago when he was being played. It was just like, it's really difficult to understand his role, because his jungling capabilities are really, really low. And there was one team called Light Gaming that were using him as a real core support. sit inside the lane and just attack that way. At least Fenrir is farming up the lane a little bit. I mean, farming up the camps a little bit inside the jungle. But yeah, I'm not that excited about this.
Going on by right here.
Yep, concussive
Black's already
shot.
pretty
Start on
low,
Sean. Black gonna leap up. The ensnare gonna hold him in position with enough orb damage and right-click damage coming up from Fenrir. Black also going for a semi-body block there on Luo. But the Rada control ability, so Luo will back up. But first blood goes to Vici Gaming on this dual off lane of IG.
I think they were a little overextended there, because if they play defensively in this lane, I mean, I know they really want to shut down Black's farm, but if they just play a little bit more passively, it's really hard for them to die. I mean, the Jakiro and Naga are both so tanky already that if he wasn't overextended even just a little bit, I don't know how he's going to die to those heroes, especially without the Sprout, or like without Black having boots or any sort of like a Orb of Venom or anything like that. He can just walk away. So these are just a little bit too like greedy there, and I guess that's one of the benefits of letting Black get shut down early, is then they start getting into this mindset of like being really aggressive in lane. Fenrir is just like camping on them now.
Yeah, you know, he's trying to loop himself around the back to get the perfect Sprout. It seems to be a little bit more difficult than he would have anticipated.
Yeah.
How's the mid lane looking?
Blue have Tangos still. Looks like Chen is having a pretty good time against Storm, which I would imagine would be the case. Like, he can walk up and get claps on him basically anytime he goes for a...
He's actually go from
Yeah, I was about to say.
With a secondary static remnant, he's being a little bit cautious, and there is still the potential for the Vortex as well.
Yeah, it would have been really greedy, but he did have 6 charges on his wand, so it just would have been a risky play. If he got a TP rotation, like, there's still the Furion, so he knows that guy can come already. It could be really, really dangerous. Not worth the risk when he's already winning the lane so heavily.
IG's now turned this into an aggro tri lane, so we have a Lich DD on the bottom lane, and Black has no other choice but to pull back. And where's Fenrir heading off to? He's actually going to head up towards the top lane, so now that Ice has 3 points up in the Plague Wards, they're going to force the tier 1 tower in the top lane. And this is the point too when June can't do anything about this. Actually, check out the build from Ice. Not a single point up in the Gale. It's 3 points Stink, 3 points Wards.
Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I could see why that'd be good. Obviously, a pretty standard build is just taking 1 point out of Sting and putting it into the Gale for the extra slow. He's getting rushed down right now.
They're coming from middle lane. Has to prep up, and Ferrari will take him out. The top lane is also where they managed to catch up to Ice with a double edge. Fenrir trying to help him out, but, well, then he ends up sprouting June in with the Venomancer. Either way, IG with their first center ulti now claimed 2 kills.
That's huge. I mean, obviously you want to try and get a kill like right when Centaur gets 6 for the... But if you can get 2 out of it, I mean, that's even better.
Now Fenrir will just have to do what, well, Nature's Prophets were meant to do at the very, very start. And that's just farm up on that top lane. Looks like Ice is going to come straight back. They want this top tower. There was at least one upside about what they've done here. FY is also coming up towards the top. Just by the movement of Fenrir to the top lane with Ice, they forced the rotation out from Chorn. So now it was just like the Lich and the Nagasaran on this off lane. I was going to say life would get easier for Black, but
he still really can't go into lane, yeah. Because every time he walks up, he's just getting like riptided by the Naga and nuked by the Lich. And he's already pretty low on HP regen because he had such a hard early game against the Jakiro.
Fenrir, this may not be the greatest option, man. The Dias already picked up the Invis rune, so they dropped down a sentry ward and then put it in the lane. Whoa! All right, hold the phone. Someone check the cable. And someone kick the router, man. Someone kick the router. The Fenrir is looking to come in towards this bottom lane. He might have been looking for some kind of sprout, but I don't think they can kill off this off-lane Naga. Like, right now, she's level 5. You want to come in close on her. She's going to... Well, she hasn't actually skilled up her 5th point yet. But you could just riptide whoever comes in close. You get the Lich Frost Blast, which is now also sitting... Actually, only at level 1. And he's got level 4 now, so it should be a level 2 Frost Blast. That's a lot of quick damage going to come in the way of any hero. And a hero like Nature's Prophet can't really fight against that. He's a pusher. He's a summoner. Like, he has minions that make his money. Yes.
Alright, we're back.
Yeah. As IG just give a couple of faces, but Vici Gaming just say go again. No happy banter between the two teams.
They're in their like game mode right now. They're really trying to stay focused. I understand. Super has his ult now, so he should be a little safer middle and be able to he should be able to farm a little more aggressively. But he's still kind of in danger. If he wastes too much mana, he can actually just get run down by the Panda.
At the same time, though, like we should keep in mind that when Fenrir hits level 6, his potential for killing is a lot higher. To add a Wrath of Nature as well as the potential for Prophet to TP in and Super's hold. Okay, Ferrari just said screw it. He's just forcing him completely back out of the lane.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The 3-point Strong Brawler, of course you're going to move forward like that. I'm just trying to think where the killing potential comes out from Vici Gaming. I guess Skyrise Mage rotating, then maybe you could say that, but currently he's up on top lane and still not level 6. And they're actually going to do something about him. Chuan as well as Chisbug, they're going to come in behind VG Gaming and search for the opening. And now, well, Chung lets off the Centaur ulti, Hoof Stomp, double edge. Oh, he actually held on to it because he wants to use this on Ice, especially actually considering he's so low, he will probably go down and they just Prophet's TP'd in and try and help out. June locked to the tree line, so Prophet gets a lot of experience from this, but Chisbug will pick up the double kill. They'll walk back out of here. Fenrir trying to run himself out. Sprouts up, they can't see him. He'll cut his way to freedom. While Chisbug, the attack not enough, and Black jumps in with a chrono. He actually has level 6 up at this point, and FY back toward living. Seals up on Chuan. And what looked like it was going to be a triple kill for IG on the top lane turns around to VG Gaming trading 2 for 3 on the off lane.
That was huge. I mean, they really needed those levels because like you were saying before that fight happened, I mean, VG really didn't have that much kill potential because they're missing their core abilities. They need Skyras ult, they need Chronosphere, and they need Nature's Prophet ult to be able to get their kills, and IG was just sort of punishing them because they could just keep taking fights with their early nukes and there's not too much that VG could do about it. But now that they have their ultimates from that fight, it's going to be way harder for IG to like bully them as much as they have been.
Yeah, because they got all of them during that. Like the Wrath of Nature, the Mystic Flare, everything is up. The fact that Void was even able to come in. So it's kind of like the thing in the Faceless Void. You always say, you're having yourself a hard time, you're not finding all the CS you're really searching for. But he still managed to find level 6 before the 8-minute mark, which just opened up the map for VG Gaming when that happened. Now, the VG Gaming...
Smoking on bottom right here.
Yeah, IG
this is wild.
It should be easy enough, man. Like, Ice, he has a TP in 1 second, but they're going to Centaur ulti in. The Ice Bar's already been used. He can't TP out because they're still in snare possibilities, and Nug asleep. He's trying to get himself into a tree line area to block it out.
I think you just don't think of, like, the smoking potential of a Lich and a
This is a big
Jakiro,
blow
like
right
saying.
now for IG in mid lane. The Earth Spirit is trying to get close enough at the moment, and there's more support in the way in. There's a Skywrath Mage coming in super. He's got one more jump, able to dodge out Ferrari. He's done Ferrari. He dove a long way in for this. They can't just let the Mystic Flare go. The cooldown is only 60 seconds, and it ensures a very quick kill and gets him back to the lanes. The Ferrari used his blink, a blink clap split to initiate on the Storm Spirit, who just ulted himself away while he was splitting.
Yep. He almost got him out of mana, but he had too much mana when he used his Pandaego, so he was able to kite him for too long. And at that point, if you're going that deep, you're probably trading your life even if you get the kill, so it's kind of not worth it because you're using Pandaego and your life to chase down the Storm Spirit. And if you're feeding the supports that experience, that's really bad. IG is getting pretty close to like a point in the game where they're going to be very strong though. They have their blink on their Panda. Centaur's gonna have his blink very soon. They have Lich ult up. They have a level 7 Jakiro.
Ice gonna be in trouble again.
Oh yeah.
Alright, there's 3 heroes converging on him on the bottom lane, and the Invis rune of the Lich is gonna really catch him by surprise. He thought he was okay. Ferrari's gonna blink down, and now he puts the point up into Gale. He's gonna cut through the tree line. He's got blocked up with his own Plague Ward, and now they actually can't follow him. Ice, then turns around. He wants to go the other direction. He can't lock himself in here, but he will waste a lot of time of Invictus Gaming. The Brewmaster will still get the kill, but now they've actually got themselves trapped. The Treants coming from one side, the Plague Wars trapped them in from the other. They're trying to riptide their way to freedom while up on top lane. Super as well as FY, they're searching for an opening, and Chuan able to get himself a double Ice Pump. The Mystic Flare going to drop on June, dragging him back, but the Macropie down from Chuan. They have to back up. Not getting the perfect synergy of their abilities right there, but definitely forcing a big reaction from IG. Now Ferrari jumping in middle lane. Fenrir trying to TP out. The Lich holding those, going to cancel his TP and get the kill. So there goes your Fenrir support, Nature's Prophet. As Ice comes to the mid tower. This tower's within deny range, and he won't want to let it go. The Plague Wall, in fact, is already starting its attack. Are they going to get the timing?
Oh my gosh, that was so close.
10 life points in that
Dire's
plague ward.
middle tower has been
10 life
denied.
points. Brewmaster clap and split. He's going in ice, ice, ice. Straight into the tower. Ferrari knew he could take this one, and there's no support that can actually help that ice, ice, ice now. Black will come in. Technically, he could have chronoed onto the Lich, and he wanted to as well, but sent up by the Brewmaster. Fenrir gonna TP in, catches the Lich out inside the Sprout. Support's coming in from Super, but Fenrir's already claimed the kill. And Black was looking for a leap target to chrono, but unable to find one. Ends up being a Venom for a Lich, however, is the trade-off.
Oh, Ice is having a rough time. The thing is, he's actually so farmed. He's just been creating so much space because he's farming so aggressively and dying for it. I mean, a certain amount of that is worth it, but if you feed them too much at such a high level, like, I mean, he's not really a super high level anymore, but just the whole time, obviously, he's a core and he's been pretty high level. It can get bad pretty quickly.
We actually have a
The first few
potential for the
times it's
Mountain.
worth it.
At this rate, he could actually go for the Milk Award.
Does it count if he's not support?
Yeah, it counts, man. Like,
All right.
it actually counts even more because he's playing a Venomancer. But the whole
Nice.
idea is you go 0-20 and you play the Sacrificial Lamb. That's the Malk Award right there. Now Black gonna walk down. He's gonna spot Chuan as well as Chisbug. We're just gonna get a quick Liquid Fire and Frost Blast. But he's fine. He's definitely pinging at the bottom lane. They don't have a Wrath of Nature for the extra damage, but he wants to have a crack at Luo. There goes your Chrono, the Mystic Flare. The Skywrath Mage arrived just at the right time. So no Naga Sleep to protect him. And Fenrir, he gets the Sprout again. The Tangos are available though from Lich to cut his way free, but Storm, a long jump up by Super. That was his entire mana pool, and the Ice Part from Sean with Ferrari jumping in. They've taken a huge amount of damage, and June with a blinking Hoof Stomp brings down Super, brings down Fenrir, now focuses on Black. The backtrack's helping Black to get back behind the tower. Sean's taking a double kill in the meantime, and Black, 1 second until a leap, and Sean, well, he'll come in. The Centaur did get the double edge, however, so the kill will go to him. But Invictus Gaming take the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, and a very, very convincing fight, even though they do lose their tier 1 on top.
Ice made me in trouble. Oh, they actually were Naga Sleep for this.
Oh, it's not going to reach him.
The Venom Ward, he toggled it, or he microed his Venom Ward to hit him. That actually might have saved his life. It would have been really close.
I turned, well, actually, what is his normal speed? Because the Venomancer moves at 340, and this Naga moves at, it was 370. Yeah, it did. He needed the extra 30 movement speed.
Regeneration.
How much do you pay for good warding? 135 is how much Fenrir just did. He TP'd himself on top of the hill, drops the Observer Ward, and then just used the TP scroll to get straight back out again. And I actually
That's
have no
probably the
vision
best
of what he
part.
did.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's something you probably, if you, like, when they see the replay afterwards, they'll be like, okay, that makes so much sense. And they'll, like, think about it more often, but, and, I mean, teams still do that. Super is in pretty big trouble here, yeah. That's just, I mean, now that they have these Blink Daggers, they have to play really defensively, but they want to, like, push and split push really aggressively with their heroes. It's just super difficult for them to do so. They need to, like, get to the phase of the game where they have their BKBs or they have enough HP that they can't just get instantly killed like that. And you just can't farm like that at this phase of the game. If you are doing that, you have to be bait. I mean, even though they're like giving them these kills and it looks really bad, I would say it'd be okay, but this Naga, Luau's just been like farming. He almost has his relic. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest time in the world, but he's also been contributing a lot, and he's been doing it from the off lane. It's not like he had mid or safe lane, and he hasn't even been like faring or anything. It's just standard lane farming.
Yeah.
He is getting ganked here though. They really, really, really need this kill.
Oh, Black's going to commit the Chrono to it, the Mystic Flare as well, everything they've got. At the same time, Ice Ice again to the Brewmaster jump in split, and there's more support coming in. Super's attacking from the tree line. Chuan throws down the Ice Path. Now, already the Storm Brewling's gone down, so he won't be set up in towards the air. But the tier 1 tower is under siege by IG.
Oh man. Ferrari has half, or actually more than half. If he gets his tireless, he'll almost have his Zags already. And Chuan has a mech as a support Jakiro at like the time that you see some like really underfarmed core Jakiros get it. So things are looking up for IG right now, I think. They have really farmed like 4 duo of everyone with their Naga, and then they can just sort of create space for their Naga. The key is their Naga needs to, like Luau needs to be really careful about not getting picked off too much. I mean, once he has his Radiance, it'll be way easier for him, and if he has sleep up, obviously it'll be easier because he can just like farm from a much safer distance. But until then, he needs to play pretty defensively, and his teammates, like the other way to do that is just by having them create space around the map like they have been. The only problem is VG is like kind of sacrificing mid, or you know, like they just sacrifice their players in the mid jungle to get that kill on Naga top. So just need to be aware of where, like, the basically
they're coming into mid. Ultimate, and then the Hoof Stomp. It was only able to connect over on Super, but the Lich Trolley's still going to bounce around. Wrap the Major Super has to jump himself further away, and again he has to give some range. The Liquid Fire almost burns him out down to 28 life points. And now they're in a really unusual position. Fenrir sprouting up Doom, while the Ice Path from Chuan with the Macro Pyre ensures the kill on the Venomancer. Doom getting dragged back in by Super. He had time to bottle up. And now Naga Sleep catches FY and Super in position. They're just going to go for a...
for sure.
There's no mana for Ice Path. They just go for the Clamp instead. Super up to the high ground. He's got an Urn Charge on him and ensnared up. But it's going to be a double kill for Luo. Ferrari gets to go on a dominating spree. And IG take another team fight.
Naga just bought her Relic, and now she almost has Radiance because of that team fight. That's pretty bad. It's looking. I don't know how VG's, like you said, like during drafting phase. I don't understand how VG's going to deal with the Naga into the late game, because their whole lineup is like split pushing and picking people off, but Naga can do that without putting herself at much risk. And that's just one hero in their lineup, and she can almost counter all of VG's lineup by herself. And if she gets really farmed, they won't have the damage to kill her, unless they're all out farming her, but they're way behind at this point. Black just has a Mask of Madness. I mean, yeah, Mask of Madness and like 1400. Fenrir is a support, so like you can't really get the, you know, support Nature Prophet as farm as you normally see at Nature's Prophet.
Look how hard Fenrir is trying to battle for vision. Like, he TP'd to the tree line so he can plant the Observer Ward inside the lane while he's still got the other one up on top of the cliff. But IG have, like, the perfect vision at the moment. Oh, Skywrath. He can solo that one. Seal him up. Then Centaur ulti. Now he can't. Tries to TP out the clap. And no Chain Frost. It was on cooldown. And June almost gets there in time. But FY able to bail himself out to safety. And he managed to attract 4, in fact, now all 5 heroes of IG to the top lane. But then again, they could just force out the tier 1 tower. So it's not really that big of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're making space for Naga, I don't think they care too much. If they're not dying, then they're happy. Like, VG's in a really good position right now. Stampede is such a good counter to Skywrath. I didn't really think about that during the drafting phase. Like, we talked about how they blocked the pick of Centaur Skywrath for VG, but Centaur, even though he gets kind of destroyed in the laning phase, if you just have an offlane Centaur versus a Skywrath, Ferrari actually in a kind of awkward position.
He's sealed up for the moment. The Mystic Flare is still available, and Void, well, it's going to Chrono it up, and they will use the Mystic Flare. They have to kill off Ferrari at the moment, and he's almost done. He got the split off! They didn't get the kill. The Naga Sleep went, and then Meg charge for the win. Ice locked inside the tree line. He will go down right now, and I think this might actually be the last-ditch effort for VG Gaming. They're losing too many heroes. Ferrari is a double kill, killing the Nature's Prophet. He's back to his normal self, jumps up, triggers the regeneration rune. It's going to get cancelled up by FY, throws more orb damage at him. But they still take the tier 1 tower. They take 3 heroes. And they're losing too many fights here, VG Gaming. This can't continue, or else they will never get their items required to fight IG.
Yeah, the thing is they can't really not fight them. If they just like let the Naga farm, then they're gonna lose. If they go for ganks, then it's really hard for them to gank really any of the heroes on IG right now. It takes like at least 2 heroes for VG to kill any one of IG's heroes, I think. Maybe except for Lich, but even if you get a pick off on Lich, it's not, you know, the end of the world.
And even then it's not guaranteed. Like up on top lane just then, the Naga let the sleep off. And a board time for Chuan to walk down the lane.
Super's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's dead. Frostblast will kill him off by the Lich. While at the same time, FY, he's trying to battle up against Luo. If he could actually take this solo kill, I would give him such props. But now that Ferrari's coming into the lane, it's just not possible. Actually, no, it is. He got the vision with the Wrath of Nature. Props are given. He did have help, but props are still given. The Naga Siren's on the sideline for 43 seconds.
That kill's going to become really, really hard once he has his Manta, which I'm pretty sure he's going to get, because they have a Storm going Orchid and Skywrath Mage. I think, yeah, even Fenrir is going Orchid, it looks like. So they're going to have 2 Orchids and a Skywrath. That's a lot of silences. BKBs would be probably like the next item for most people in IG. And then like if VG invests all that gold in just like 3 silences, or I guess, you know, 2 silence that are bought and then the skill silence, that's just too much for like the BKBs will just counter their whole team instantly, pretty much. They already pretty much counter the whole team. BKB is really good against pretty much every hero on VG.
While we don't have IG killing off VG Gaming, just want to let everybody know, the MSI Beat It Global 2014 is currently live as well over on our second Join Dota channel, which is Join Dota Blue. You can find it right here on Twitch TV, where LG Sidek are currently playing up against HGT. And IG will be playing VG Gaming after their Sina Cup Grand Final over there as well. So go support Baseskip and tune into the live stream as well. He'll be streaming the MSI Beat It for today.
That was hilarious. Black's Chain Lightning just bounced from right here, like on the hard camp, and who was it? Ferrari, the Panda, was standing at like the top of this hill and actually bounced over that far and scouted him out. He was in pretty big trouble there if he didn't see that lightning bounce, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Ferrari didn't stop him from having another crack at Black. The bottom tower, though, now that's getting cracked pretty hard. There's a lot of Plague Wards from the Venomancer trying to hold it out, but as you see, some of them just get taken out by the Naga Siren. So it's one illusion out there, and they do minimal to no damage against her.
Radiant's bottom tower has
But
fallen.
the tier 2 tower goes their way. Super looking up towards the
Dire's
top tier 2 tower.
is under attack.
Fenrir is holding back for the moment, trying to build into an Orchid here as Nature's Prophet. But June wants to jump and almost got the proper hoof stop onto Super. Now he's sent up in towards the air. That's the Yule Scepter from Chuan, allowing him to hit the perfect ice pass. Super jumps again and TPs at the same time. No hoof stop available. So Super is the way to safety.
Dire top
And
tower
F1 has to
is
walk
under
himself
attack.
out the old-fashioned way, while Black pushing in towards that tier 2 tower in the mid. Ferrari coming over to him, and Black may decide to chrono him because the Skywrath mate is coming in, and then, yep, Mystic Flare, Fenrir, he's got no ultimate available. Ferrari, he can't split, the Seal is holding him there. June jumping for the hoof stomp, Black able to backtrack out one of the attacks at least, but June low on life, Fenrir trying to attack it from the tree line, and then Naga lets it sleep off. FY is on 10 life points, and June tries to get himself out of vision. The Ice Path catches out an early FY, but also Fenrir trying to spread himself up and give protection, but just not possible. I think the only thing VG Gaming are holding on to hope for is the fact that when IG come high ground, Black's going to get the perfect chrono, they're going to get a nice quick kill, and then they just push straight back out again. And Super, oh no, again, there's no follow-up though, there's no follow-up. He's hitting Liquid Fired as well as Dual Breath, and that drops him down to half of his life points because he's only got 1k of them. But he does survive.
Yeah, I mean, VG can turtle for as long as they want, but I really don't see how they win.
They don't win late game. They don't win late game.
If it goes like to 80 minutes, and if they weren't so behind, I can see how their heroes.
Yule Scepter up, and a double Ice Path again. Black is going to go down very quickly. No chrono available. Ice decides to get a nice ulti up, but the Gale gets wafted. The two of them go down, and IG push their advantage even further now. It's 15,000 experience to IG, and almost 10,000 in the net worth advantage as well. And they jump in again. FY getting clamped through Master into the split. The Mystic Flare still went off, but it's not enough to kill off Lure. He survives on 200 life points. Super wants one more jump, but he's out of mana, and GG is the call.
GG suicide run at them.
There was nothing more to be had in this game from VG.
Already. Almost.
Radiant Invictus Gaming
That's just
victory.
that's actually quite brutal, but we can also say the laning just didn't seem to work. The Nature's Prophet never really had enough of a presence. The Naga Siren wasn't shut down enough, and the fact that Black got so little CS. Like, you thought maybe a VG Gaming would have this in the bag once they got that fight up on top lane, but even then, that was still an even trade. It wasn't a big advantage coming the way of VG Gaming. So I think IG just smart draft. Smart draft.
Yeah. That Naga Jakir off lane worked really well. I mean, it all just came down to the niche prophet support, like you said. He didn't really contribute enough, so either anywhere he went, he couldn't do very much.
Well, let's see how game number 2 goes. We'll have ourselves a short break, so grab yourself a Dorito snack, and we'll be back in just a moment.